Hey there, Todd Falcone, and I just got to Las Vegas here at the Mirage Hotel for the GoPro Recruiting Mastery event that's going to be taking place here for the next 4 days. 8,000 network marketers from all over the world will be at this event, and just getting settled here in my suite. I want to make sure I do a quick little lighting check because I forgot my lighting, but that's okay, I didn't forget the camera. So I'm going to be doing some updates and possibly some interviews with some of the speakers and bringing that to you here on Facebook. So here's the deal. One thing I had a conversation with a good friend of mine on the way over. I drove over to this event with Susan Slice. We had about 4.5 hours together. We were talking about our presentations and what we're going to be talking about when you're speaking with 20 other people over 3-4 days. And, there's 8,000 people. What do you say? Like, well, what point am I going to make? I'm not going to actually tell you that, but at least right now. But one of the things that, I thought about is like, what served me well as an entrepreneur? Like if I could identify, 3 or 4 points that over the last, let's say 25, 30 years of being in sales and being an entrepreneur, what served me really well that's enabled me to be successful? And I thought about that actually coming back from Mexico a couple days ago, and I wrote down some notes in my journal over here, and I'll probably talk about some of those things, but one thing I wanted to share with you, and this is going to piss a couple of you off, and I hope it actually does, because it's actually meant to, and that is, a lot of times if somebody's in a sales slump, or they're in a flat spot, or they're in a downward spiral, or just life and business isn't going well, there could be different variables as to why that might be happening, but a lot of times, especially in a sales type of environment, the first thing that I'm going to look at, if I was a sales manager managing a sales staff, or I was coaching somebody personally or working with somebody on my team, the first thing I'm going to look at, and almost all the time, this is the reason that people are not achieving the objectives that they're supposedly setting for themselves, is the activity that they're actually putting into the business, and specifically the revenue producing activity, which is specifically prospecting, talking to people, exposing. And that's the part I'm talking about that's probably going to piss some of you off, that, oh my God, Todd, I just spent 45 seconds into this video and you're going to tell me that the only way out of a doldrum or a slow spot or a slump is to recruit my way out of it? You mean I cannot meditate my way out of it? You mean I can't home it out? You can't. I mean, I wish you could. I wish I could sit here and just, bam, all of a sudden, my volume increased. All of a sudden, I made a bunch of sales. I've had slumps. I've had crappy slumps. I've had times where I'm thinking, what's going on in my business here? What's going on in my sales craft at the time? And the reality is that I always had to look at my personal productivity. How much new business? How many new rocks have I flipped over? What am I actually doing? And you're going to be faced with that so much as a network marketer, where people are coming to you in frustration and anguish. Oh my gosh, things aren't going well. First place you got to go is, okay, well, what are you actually doing? And be honest with your activity or inactivity levels. If their activity level is high, but then they're low productivity, that's a different problem altogether. And it's primarily something that they're doing in the actual exposure, their lack of skills or whatever. So just something I thought about, because I've had these slow spot slumps, downward spirals, if you will. And the only thing that I've ever been able to do, and by the way, this hasn't happened one time, it's happened many times over the course of a very long career. The only thing that's ever worked to get out of that is to recruit or sell my way out of that. So just something to think about. Stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a bunch of different updates, if you will, from here in the suite. And who knows, maybe downstairs I'll probably do some periscopes as well. So that's it. That's just my test. That's my test video. We'll see you guys all week long here from Las Vegas, Nevada.